I actually have never had much of a libido, ever, ever, ever. Is it nature or nurture? I have tried to think about that. I have no idea. I don't know if I was hardwired that way or my environment. Here's another thing that didn't help. My Irish grandmother lived with us too. By the way, I know it's very nice that you don't put your grandparents in a home, but just do it, trust me. Do it. It really is. Just find the money. Find the money. Put it in jars, whatever you have to do. She was born in 1898. I'm old enough, my parents are old enough, that's real. She was born in 1898 in Northern Ireland. She was the oldest of 13 children. They emigrated over here, and in short order, both her parents died of, I don't know, bloody flux, vapors, I don't know, dropsy, whatever. That's how old-timey she was. Her brother died from getting hit on the head by a rock. That's how old-timey. Thank God none of her sisters ran in the rain and twisted their ankle, because as you know, it's infectious fever time and you better prepare yourself, because that's what happened. But she lived with us, and she was born, put it this way, you can imagine she was a real barrel of laughs, a real open-minded lady who was so deathly afraid of sex and all things female that she may have had something to do. This, oh, you know what she used to do all the time? When she had a toothache, which was invariably, she would wrap a fucking muslin rag around like Dickens style. I'm not even lying. And I would have friends over in high school. Why does your grandma have a rag? It's because she was born in 1998. And she's terrified of sex. So she has like a Dickens child. Okay, so she lost her mind completely watching the Flip Wilson show one night. Google it. Google it, young people, Flip Wilson. It was a variety show hosted by a black fella, that's what she would say. And she lost her mind completely when Tina Turner came on one night and did a very lascivious dance, and that was it. That was it, so I have no idea. That's not a joke, and there's no point to that. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I don't know. Is that it? I don't know if that's why I am the way I am with sex, but we don't have to worry about it because I don't have sex anymore with my boyfriend, who we've been living together for 10 years. It was going that way anyway. I mean, 10 years, 10 years. Put it this way, like, and we're best friends. We really are. We really are best friends. But at the beginning of our relationship, well, we met when I was still drinking, so he was under the impression I was fun and spontaneous and up for anything. And the old seduced and abandoned, I suppose, but I'm sober now. It's not the same. You know, listen to what I used to do when I was a heavy drinker. Listen to this. This is crazy. I used to have sex during the day. I know! It's absurd on the face of it. It's absurd. I actually used to take showers with my boyfriend. Is that nuts? That's alcohol for you. That's what happens. That's wet brain. You lose it. You will leave the lights on when you'll take your shirt off in front of people. It's crazy. People have to intervene. At the beginning of our relationship, I would say something like, oh, it's raining. I don't want to walk. If you walk the dogs, I'll give you a blowjob. And the dogs got walked. Dog got walked. 10 years in, I walk the dogs. Doesn't matter if it's sleeting or hailing. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just a change. Things change. And then here's another thing. This again will be slightly indelicate. I tell you only to illustrate a larger point. Have you ever heard of the norovirus? It's a very, very virulent strain of the flu. Very bad flu, very contagious. And it was going around New York 2 years ago, and we both got it. And everything comes out. You just vomit all the time, but unfortunately, everything comes out. Like, everything comes out. The wretched refuse, the huddled masses, the great lumpen proletariat all passes through Ellis Island. Put it this way, we threw away a lot of sweatpants. I'm so sorry. I don't know what else to say. This is leading somewhere. We threw away, but as a team, as a couple, we threw away a lot of sweatpants. We double bagged them. It's called manners. And so after one particularly turbulent evening, we had just bathed and put on our new American Apparel sweats, got into some crisp, clean sheets with our book and our saltines. And he goes, oh, I think oh. And you know what happened. And then I started laughing so hard. Do you know what I mean? So we shat as a couple, but we shat as a team. My point in telling you that horrible story. What is my point? Here's my point. You don't really look at that person and go, oh, can't wait to make out with that guy. Can't wait to, that's hot. We co-shat the bed. We are really going to have date. This is going to be hot. That's all I'm saying. It's, you know, so the good news, we're not married. That's the good news. So at least that's, you know, and I have no problem with marriage. I'm not a cynic about marriage at all. And I have heard about people who've been married for years, who are passionate about one another, who crack each other up, who are still very much in love. I think it's a lot like a unicorn. It would be delightful to behold one. Have not yet, but I've heard about it. It's nice. Oh, my lordy be. Some people want to create meaning in their life by having children, which is nice. I'm sure it's very, very nice. Does it create more meaning in your life to have kids? It makes you busier. Just so you don't have time to think about it. But, you know, and I love babies. Believe me, I love it. I've never wanted to have kids. Oh, she's cold. She's cold. Just before we leave, just to prove I'm not cold, I want to show you something. Just to prove, in case any of you think me cold and harsh. Would I have made this for this show? If I was cold and heartless, would I have taken the time to cut these out and glue them to this board? And I have to play a little game, because I have a Poop Puppies calendar at home, and I play a little game with myself, and I say, gun held to your head. You can only take one. I can't do it! I have to take them all! So don't tell me. But be that as it may, would I be a dick if I didn't take the time to cut these out? I just have the individual ones that, it's just puppy sleeping. What? I know. I just fell asleep. And my feet smell like Fritos. So don't look at me like that. But a lot of people have babies, and yet they seem so eager to have the kids sleep all the time. Oh, God, I hope he takes a good long nap. Oh, let's tire him out, early bedtime. Why'd you have Ritalin, Ritalin, Ritalin? Why is he on Ritalin? Because he exhibits behaviors that we find annoying as adults. But... no, but I love babies. I love a fat baby. I love a fat baby. And I'll tell you what, a fat baby foot is going right in my mouth. It's going right in my mouth. Dollars to donuts, a fat baby foot is going right in my mouth. I love tub time with a toddler. I love a tub time. I like a robe with animal ears. But eventually that 5-year-old will be 14, addicted to meth, and they will kill you in your sleep. As sure as they will look at you, that teenager will kill you in your sleep. I'm not leaning toward hyperbole to say that. Listen, I can't have it. I can't go out to dinner and my daughter's online with a predator, and then I come home and Mariska Hargitay's in my living room. I can't have Jane Mansfield's daughter talking to my daughter. I can't have it. I don't want to be married. I don't want to have children. But won't you be? What about when you're on your deathbed? Well, as I said, I was fiscally prudent. I will have a excellent Tempur-Pedic mattress. I will have a tough but fair Jamaican nurse who will hand me my ashtray. She will open the window for me. We're going to be best friends. I'll leave her everything. It's going to be sweet. What I won't have is relatives dragged to see Grandma in her stinky room on a Saturday, looking at me like, oh, that's what I won't have. And then another friend of mine who just had a baby. Again, I love the babies. I will walk blocks out of my way to listen to toddlers chatter. I love it. I will love it. I love listening to little kids chatter about their day. Conversely, I will cross the street to avoid a teenager discussing anything. And pull up your goddamn pants. That's all. Just pull up your pants and you pull down your shirt, lady. That's all. But I just, so my friend, he had a baby, and he said, I get it now. I get it now, since having the baby. It's the greatest thing that ever happened to me, and now I realize it's not all about me. You didn't know that? You didn't know that. You're 42. You didn't know it wasn't all about you. Oh, so now it's all about this thing made out of you, but it's, and you probably, but it's all about this thing made of me and me. But I'm very risk averse. You know what I mean? And I don't believe it's better to have loved and lost than not to have loved at all. I would rather not have loved at all. It's too big a risk. Because it's not the good times that keep you up at night, is it?